Hey folks, another installment of Piece of My Kayak Fishing, but today's a little bit different. We're not starting in a kayak. So right now we're on the coast of Georgia at a community called Bluff. It's a private community, but you can come there if you're invited. But this note right here is very important. If you're only here for the rod and reel fishing, go to the 7 minute 38 second mark, alright? Because from now until that 7 minute 38 mark, what I'm going to show you is what we do for the research project down here. Essentially, we're involved as part of the Augusta University in doing an ecological assessment of the community to determine the impact that man-made changes have made to the environment. And this goes back to logging communities almost a century ago, making cuts in the land for log transports. But anyway, what I'll be doing is trawl netting, different surveys and transects on the land, surveying the flora and fauna for the environment. But it's fun for me, I tell you what, because I'll pay good money to be on a boat all day long.
Stingray?
And what we've done here is we've pulled this trawl net behind the boat. In these trawl nets we catch blue crabs, stone crabs, stingray, croaker, spot, small sea trout, toadfish, shrimp. The list goes on and on. So for me, it's a real blast. I mean, don't get me wrong. Would I rather have a rod and reel in my hand? Maybe. But doing something a little bit different kind of fishing and seeing all these different species like this, it's great for that, and it's great for catching bait, you know, if that's what you're out there for on the coast. But you'll see in a second here, I think there's a guy I'm with here is going to drop a crab on my hand in a minute. Yep, there you go. That crab just got him. But big shrimp sometimes in here, big shrimp. We've caught up to like 600-800 in a trawl net pull just in 10 minutes before. It's a great time.
Hey, baby trout.
Yeah, it's baby trout right there.
What the hell is that?
That ends up being just mud. The mud down there, there's so much silt it can actually congeal and feel like something aside from mud. That's my excuse, man. Yeah, then you have a fish called tonguefish in there. They're also called hog chokers. And it's almost like a more elongated flounder with a softer mouth, but slippery as hell. We're trying to hold on to them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that time of year. It's good. This data will go good when I post it. That sync up as a trend? Yeah, good deal.
Yeah, the university is involved in several projects at this site and others along the coast to study different fish and animal and plant populations, microbial populations as well. But these are the small blues. Normally in the trawl net you catch the small blues. We put some traps out here where we also catch the real big blues. Well, like that says, checked for size, checked for sex, checked for a lot of different attributes that can help to determine what's going on with the animal populations.
There you are.
But in here I'm trying to fish a toadfish out of a bucket of shrimp, and if you're not familiar with toadfish, just keep your fingers away from their mouths, alright? That's the biggest tip I'll give you. They have almost human-like teeth. But yes, into a marshy hell. The sand gnats or the no-see-ums
We need measurements on all species or just some?
were hellacious down here.
5 of each? Limited population as far as counting here.
And I did not come prepared. I mean, if you didn't have a bug hood or a bug net, you were just SOL, man.
Hey,
You can see him buzzing around my GoPro right now on my head.
Ready for
But
legs?
right now, I literally have a towel wrapped around my head with only an eye slit, leaving my my eyes out so I can work. Because I mean, they were just biting the hell out of us.
Baby Jesus. Alright, length on Mark's pickerel. 30.2.
But essentially, what's happened over time here is that the different grasses have been affected by different levels of silt as a result of all those cuts I was talking about earlier.
22.
It sucked, man. There's no two ways about it. It sucked this time around.
23. 37.5. Oh my
Yep, sorry about the profanity, folks, but
Holy.
I have to leave it in this video. It's sacred to me. It's just genuine, man.
19.6.
Yeah, anytime we finished the measurement,
Alright, bro, you take your side, I'll take my side.
we had to get up and walk, just so the cloud had to actually disperse and then reform around us. And give us a brief respite.
I got 15 on my side, bro. Oh, didn't we get bit? Holy.
Oh man, it's a good time in retrospect, but God, that sucked.
18. It's so bad I got myself under, like, you know, like the Predator, the scene where he just slathers the mud all over himself, dude.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the Predator Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, that's your homework, alright? Stop what you're doing and go watch it.
Right?
Yeah, that net was rethrown 3 more times. Yeah, she's actually great at it. But you're just a little distracted, man. You see Tom there. Either they aren't bothering him or he's just used to it, man.
I'm sure my face looks the same way, dude, but that's hilarious, Dan.
He's a local down there. Great guy.
Right? Good God, man.
They ate the hell out of us. But up here on the left, you see some porpoises or dolphins. I'm not sure which. Not the greatest shot of them. Usually you get a lot closer shot than this, but they went down for a long breath after they realized how close we were.
I think I might have swam right past.
But as promised, it's just about time to switch over from the boat action to the kayak fishing action, alright? We finish our work first, then we do the fishing. that's the deal we make with ourselves down there. Because the local community is fantastic. They take such good care of us.
Out here on the Georgia salt marsh today. Clothed from head to toe in anything that'll cover sand.
Damn right.
Including a bug net for my face. Because these gnats, these biting gnats are just swarming. I mean, it is a freaking nightmare out here in terms of bugs. If you don't have a freaking net, if I didn't have this feeling, I would not be fishing. And if you know me, if I say I'm not going fishing, no matter how good the fishing is, there's a problem.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, these bugs are crazy out of control. So, luckily, a nice man named Tom was nice enough to loan me his own bug hood. So I come out here and fish for a little bit, hopefully before any storms come and pass through this area. But man, I'm psyched. I am excited to be out here. It's my first experience on a salt marsh in my kayak. And I'm hoping to get some trout. And I mean, if some early moving reds came in, that'd be great, but I'm not counting on it. It's about, it's March 19th today. So it's a little early in the season for any kind of reds moving into the salt marsh. I'm talking to the locals at least. But you can catch trout in here year round, so that's what I'm going for. I got one rod rigged up with a soft plastic on a jig head, kind of imitate that mullet bite. And then I have this one right here, which is a bobber and a shrimp. Imitation shrimp anyway. So let's see what's moving. I've now missed 2 fish here. And I'm really not sure what's going on. I just can't get a good hook on these fish.
Yeah, I had the camera angle pointed a little bit too low, which really just sucks because half the allure, I won't say half the allure, but a great part about sea trout fishing are the violent takes they make on your float.
See that?
I mean, I would equate it to something like a striper, with the way a striper hit and just drag and just run as soon as they hit it, like they hit it in motion. Trout are somewhat the same way. They just smash it. Whatever they're going to hit, they just smash it. It's awesome. It's so much fun. These are big floats. Watch the float. Here we go. Boop.
There he goes. Got him that time. He was a little too small.
And if you've never fished trout before, let's see.
A little too small anyway.
They have a very characteristic head shake. Like if you have a trout, unless it's like a monster, you're going to know it. Because the head shakes are just, I don't know what the word for it is. Incredibly fast. Incredibly fast. Almost manic. Because sea trout have two fangs at the top of their mouth. I wonder if those really fast head shakes are an attempt to cut the line. But I touched on the lures I'm using. It's about a 3 to 4 foot, they're feisty, man. It's about a 3 to 4 foot extension from the bobber to the actual shrimp lure. Above that's the clapper bobber. But what I'm fishing in the main line is about 12 or 15, there he goes. What I'm fishing is like a 12 or 15 pound test braid for the main line on a rod that I think is about 6.5. And medium to medium light action. Kind of good middling sized gear for these kind of fish. Enough to give it backbone, but enough to have fun too. Now that is an important note right there. These hits seem to be coming at the, what I'll do is twitch, and then I let it sit. Because what twitching it does is it pulls that line straight, it brings the shrimp to the surface. When you let it sit, it lets it drop. When it drops down to the maximum was when I was getting most of my hits out here.
Fish on.
I've said it before, I'm a Maryland native, and I'll be moving back there not too long. But I'd never caught sea trout until I came down here. And God, if they're ever running in Maryland, I know they do run in Maryland, but put it this way, when they're running in Maryland, I am going for them. Because they are just a blast. I love catching sea trout. You can still see those bugs flying around trying to find a way through my hood. Oh man, they sucked. That's the one thing though, I mean, when you're fishing a lure for trout, you've got to be quick. You have to be on your game because sometimes they will grab it and let go quickly. You got to be on your game.
Fish on. That's a little better fish. That's a little better fish.
It's not a bad one here. She's right on the dot for 14. And 14, if you don't know, is the minimum size for sea trout in Georgia. Put that note out there. We might get a shot of the bobber on this one. I don't think so, though. I'm still irritated about having had my camera angle so low.
Fish on.
Missing those hits.
Fish on. Might be a better trout here.
This one's a little bigger. This one is up around pushing 15 or 16. About an inch to 2 inches bigger than the last one.
Stay hooked. Stay
A little more slender, but longer.
Got her.
You can see those fangs on that shot right there. The sea trout have two big fangs on the roof of their mouth. Use it to grab onto and hold onto their prey. Now this was the fish of the day right here. Watch this bobber as it comes into the top part of the screen. Watch closely because it happens real fast. Here it comes. And down.
Fish on. Good fish.
Yeah, this was the fish of the day. Not a monster trout by any means, but a 17-inch trout, not a bad trout, man. It's not a bad sea trout.
Right where she was supposed to be.
especially back in this little estuary. Great fish, though. Good times. But yes, as always, thank you very much to the Dover Bluff community. If it weren't for them, none of this would be possible. But yes, thanks for watching, and please feel free to subscribe. Y'all have a good one.